Have you ever felt as though the universe is watching everything, like a silent guardian noting every act, word, or intention? Chosen one, you live under the unchangeable laws of creation, and the most powerful of these is the law of harvest. This law is a constant reminder that what goes out comes back, always with greater intensity. For those who carry the divine seal, like you, it means no injustice goes unnoticed. When someone dares to plant seeds of malice against a chosen one, the spiritual field reacts like a storm, returning those seeds transformed into thorns for the one who sent them. It's not revenge, it's divine justice in action, a force that no human hands can stop. God's protection is like an invisible wall around you, ensuring that the evil sent your way returns to its source. Being a chosen one is a gift, but also an immense responsibility. Your essence shines in a world full of darkness, attracting both admiration and hostility. Enemies often rise against you, driven by envy of what they cannot understand, the radiance of your mission, the weight of your truth, the strength you carry. Many think they can attack your light without consequences, but they ignore the fact that they are dealing with a spiritual field protected by God's hand. The envy, betrayal, and malicious words thrown your way not only fail to destroy you but return to them as a wave of destruction. The universe does not allow evil to triumph over what is sacred, and every blow they attempt to strike is proof that karma never fails. Have you noticed how, even in the hardest moments, something greater seems to intervene in your favor? Divine justice is the force that works tirelessly to balance the energies around you. While you focus on fulfilling your mission, God and the universe ensure that the negative energies directed at you are reversed. Many who have tried to harm you end up facing inexplicable collapses, as if their lives are falling apart. This is no coincidence. God uses karma as a tool to teach those who dare to touch His chosen ones. For you, it is a reminder that your battles are never fought alone. For your enemies, it is a lesson: no one escapes the consequences of their actions. Chosen one, you don't need to retaliate. This is one of the most powerful lessons divine justice teaches. When evil is directed at you, your mission is not to respond with the same energy but to remain firm, trusting that God is in control. Many do not understand this dynamic, but you have already witnessed the power of karma in action. Those who tried to bring you down ended up facing situations that seemed taken straight from a divine script: financial losses, broken relationships, health issues. All of these are the direct reflection of their intentions. What goes out always comes back. And for those who carry malice in their hearts, the return is always devastating. Meanwhile, you remain protected, strengthened, and ever closer to the purpose God has prepared for you. God said, "Do not touch my chosen ones." This declaration is not just a warning but a promise. When someone tries to harm you, they are not merely fighting against you but against the spiritual forces surrounding you. And these forces are unbeatable. What many fail to understand is that karma is not just a natural reaction, it is the manifestation of divine will. It is God correcting the course of things, ensuring that every seed of malice planted against you becomes a bitter harvest for those who sowed it. And while this unfolds, you are called to trust. Trust that even challenges have a purpose, that even attacks serve a reason, to strengthen your faith, test your resilience, and prepare you for something greater. Every time you face an attack, know that it is not just a test but a reaffirmation of your purpose. Those who try to hurt you are not only dealing with your physical or emotional strength but with a divine protection that transcends human understanding. They fail to realize that their actions are like arrows launched at an unbreakable shield. The energy they use to try to destroy you ends up turning back on them, leaving a trail of chaos in their own lives. God ensures that every chosen one is so profoundly protected that enemies can never escape the weight of their own intentions. Karma does not act out of vengeance but as a force of balance. It operates to correct what is out of alignment, returning to the sender everything that was sent. Chosen one, you may not see this justice immediately, but it is always in action. Sometimes, the consequences for your enemies are so evident that they seem like a direct intervention from the universe. Other times, the process is more subtle but no less effective. This certainty should strengthen your faith and remind you that, even in the most challenging times, you are being watched over by something much greater than any evil that can reach you. Enemies often underestimate the impact of their actions, believing there will be no consequences for their words or attitudes. But what they don't know is that in attempting to touch a chosen one, they are directly interfering with the divine plan. God does not allow his chosen ones to be attacked without responding in a precise and just manner. For you, this means that every attack you endure is an opportunity to witness divine power in action. While they reap the bitter fruits of their choices, you continue moving forward, strengthened by the certainty that you are protected. Chosen one, the radiance of your soul disturbs those who live in darkness. Your presence exposes their weaknesses, fears, and darkest intentions. This is why you face so much resistance. But remember, the light you carry is a gift, and no attack can extinguish it. God uses even the attacks against you as tools to strengthen and shape you. While your enemies deal with the chaos they have sown, you grow in wisdom, strength, and purpose. This is the essence of the divine cycle: evil never prevails, and good always emerges stronger. The law of harvest is relentless and just. Those who plant seeds of kindness reap abundance, those who sow malice reap despair. For the chosen ones, this is a guarantee that evil will never have the final word. Often, you will see your enemies facing exactly what they tried to cause you. It is as though the universe echoes God's voice: "Do not touch my chosen ones." This truth not only protects you but reaffirms that you are on the right path. Chosen one, stand firm, knowing that the divine cycle always works in your favor. There is a powerful truth you carry on your journey: God never abandons those called to a greater mission. Even when you face attacks that seem overwhelming, know that they are temporary. While your enemies spend their energy plotting against you, the universe is working in your favor. Everything done against you is being transformed into a cycle of learning and return. The evil launched at you never finds rest; it is forced to return, stronger, to those who send it. This is the power of divine justice, always active in your life. The impact of karma on your enemies is inevitable. Many who tried to harm you face such intense turnarounds that they become unrecognizable. Chosen one, this is no coincidence, it is the manifestation of the divine law in action. You've seen how some enemies try to justify their downfall as bad luck, but deep down, they know they are reaping exactly what they sowed. While they face the results of their choices, you are called to stand firm, confident that God's plan always works for your good. You are a living testament to divine power. Every attack against you not only reinforces your faith but also serves as a reminder to others that God does not allow evil to prevail. Your resilience, even amid challenges, is proof that divine protection is real and unbreakable. Enemies, on the other hand, discover the hard way that no one can interfere with God's plans without facing the consequences. This strengthens you and reaffirms the reason you were chosen for this mission. Chosen one, there is a greater purpose in every battle you face. God not only protects you but also uses challenges to prepare you for something greater. While you grow in strength and purpose, your enemies face the weight of their actions. To them, the consequences may seem random, but to you, it's clear that everything is part of God's plan. This dynamic is not only a testimony to God's power but also a message to all who observe: evil never triumphs over those chosen to walk in the light. Envy is a common weapon used against the chosen ones, but it is also the most self-destructive. When someone tries to attack a chosen one out of envy, they fail to realize they are harming themselves more than they harm you. That energy returns to them as a weight they cannot bear. You are called to rise above these provocations, knowing that God is fighting for you. Your light cannot be extinguished by those who dwell in darkness, and the cycle of the law of harvest ensures that every attack is transformed into a victory in your favor. Chosen one, your journey is not just about surviving the attacks but thriving in the midst of them. Every attempt to bring you down is, in fact, an opportunity for God to show His power through your life. Have you noticed how, after every difficult situation, you emerge stronger while your enemies face unexpected downfalls? This is no coincidence. It is the universe acting as a mirror, reflecting exactly what was emitted. While your enemies wrestle with the consequences of their choices, you move forward, protected and guided by something far greater than any obstacle. Karma is a force that cannot be avoided. It makes no distinction for social status or earthly power, it responds only to intentions. Those who try to harm you underestimate the depth of this spiritual truth. They believe they can escape the consequences, but you are living proof that no one can touch what is sacred without facing the return. While they reap the storms they have sown, you continue planting seeds of kindness and purpose, knowing the harvest will be abundant for those who remain faithful to the light. Often, you are called to forgive those who attack you, even knowing they are already facing the consequences. Forgiveness is not about absolving their actions, but freeing yourself from the emotional weight they tried to place upon you. When you choose grace over vengeance, you reinforce your connection to the divine. God takes care of the rest. Forgiveness does not stop karma from acting, it simply frees you to move forward while your enemies remain trapped in the webs they wove for themselves. God has a plan for you, and nothing can stop it. When people try to interfere with your path, they are, in truth, strengthening your journey. Every obstacle they place becomes a platform for you to rise higher. At the same time, they fall into the pits they dug for you. This is divine wisdom, transforming evil into good, using the attacks against you as fuel for your mission. Chosen one, your resilience is not just your own, it is a demonstration of the divine strength that operates through you. The light of the chosen ones is something that confounds and disturbs enemies. They cannot understand how, even after constant attacks, you remain standing, shining brighter than before. But what they fail to see is that this light is sustained by God. While they face the chaos brought on by their own actions, you continue forward, untouched. This is what it means to be a chosen one, living under divine protection, knowing that evil will never have the final word. God always turns every attempt to extinguish you into an opportunity for you to shine even brighter. You are like a seed planted in fertile soil, growing despite the storms that try to bring you down. Every attack against you is like a strong wind that, instead of uprooting you, helps you plant deeper roots. This resilience is no accident, it is fueled by the divine promise that protects you. While your enemies lose strength trying to weaken you, you flourish, proving that God's purpose for your life is unshakable. This is more than protection, it is evidence that God transforms opposition into opportunity. When you witness divine justice in action, it is impossible not to feel God's presence in every detail. Those who once rose against you begin to experience the consequences of their actions, while you remain protected and strengthened. This does not mean you wish harm upon them, on the contrary, your posture is one of surrender and trust. God does not allow unjust actions against His chosen ones to go unanswered. Every seed of malice planted against you blooms as a reminder of the unchanging power of the divine cycle. The greatest mistake of your enemies is believing they can act with impunity. They do not understand that to touch a chosen one is to challenge God Himself. The universe has its laws, and they cannot be manipulated or ignored. When they attack you, they are signing their own sentences, even if they do not immediately realize it. While they reap what they have sown, you move forward in your mission, illuminating paths that were once dark. This is your role, and nothing can change it. God chose you for a reason, and that choice comes with a promise: no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Attacks may come from the least expected places, but divine protection is constant. Remember that the power of evil can never surpass the power of light. While your enemies face the inevitable results of their actions, you walk in peace, knowing that the divine cycle always works in your favor. This peace is one of the greatest gifts you receive as a chosen one, the certainty that God is in control of everything. There is an invisible force that works in favor of the chosen ones, manifesting in ways not always immediately perceptible. When an attack is launched against you, the divine reaction may be as subtle as a shift in your enemy's path or as powerful as a complete transformation in your life. The important thing to know is that nothing goes unnoticed. Even the smallest acts of malice are recorded and addressed by the divine cycle. Meanwhile, you are called to observe and trust, knowing that God never fails in His promises. Before we continue, if you've always felt different, with a special sensitivity or drawn to greater missions, our ebook is a valuable resource for you. It offers practical insights to recognize your true mission as a chosen one and overcome challenges of misunderstanding and isolation. By acquiring the ebook, you also gain exclusive and immediate access to our Discord community, a space where you can share your experiences, connect with others who understand what you are going through, and find genuine support in a welcoming environment. Check the pinned comment below the video and receive these unique and exclusive benefits. The law of harvest does not fail. Every action taken against you is recorded, not as an isolated act, but as part of a greater cycle. When someone plots against you, they are not only affecting the present but also their future. And while karma handles the return, you are called to focus on your mission. God wants you to trust and allow divine justice to operate. Your energy should be directed toward the purpose He has placed in your heart, not toward worrying about those trying to bring you down. Chosen one, the greatest victory is not merely seeing your enemies face the consequences of their choices but realizing how God transforms everything for your good. What was meant to harm you becomes a blessing, what was planned to delay you propels you forward. God not only protects the chosen but elevates them. While evil tries to strike you, you become a living example that good always triumphs. Your light is a testament that nothing can stop a chosen one who trusts in God and the law of harvest. Every time you face opposition, remember you are being refined like gold in the fire. These attacks are not merely trials but opportunities to reveal the strength and determination God has planted within you. Those who try to harm you fail to realize that by attempting to bring you down, they are contributing to your growth. This is how divine law operates, transforming adversity into fuel for your ascension, proving that nothing can halt God's work in your life. Chosen one, what your enemies don't understand is that every attack against you is actually a step toward your elevation. The universe transforms everything meant to harm you into opportunities to strengthen you. They plan your downfall, but it is you who rise even higher. This dynamic is divine and unchanging. God uses even the attacks to shape you, refine you, and prepare you for something greater. Karma is not just a cycle of justice, it is also a tool to ensure you are always protected and on the right path. As you walk your journey, the signs of divine justice become increasingly evident. You've already seen how those who tried to bring you down faced unexpected falls. They lose what they value most, while you receive what once seemed impossible. This is no coincidence, it is the law of harvest in action. You are called to trust this process, even when circumstances seem challenging. God is always in control, ensuring balance is restored and that no evil prevails against you. What goes out comes back, this is a universal truth. Every action, every word, and every intention have an impact on the spiritual realm. For you, this means your kindness and faith yield abundant fruits, while the malicious intentions of your enemies return to them as an unbearable weight. This dynamic is not something you need to control, it is automatic, guided by divine hands. Your only task is to remain faithful to your purpose, knowing that God takes care of every detail. For the chosen ones, divine justice is not merely a future promise but a reality manifesting every day. You may not see karma's return at the exact moment an attack occurs, but God is never late. Every action, word, and intention against you is accounted for, and the universe responds with divine precision. This truth is a constant reminder that you are being guarded and guided. Your only responsibility is to stay steadfast, knowing that God is always working in your favor, even when everything seems silent. God said, "Do not touch my chosen ones." This declaration is both a warning and a guarantee. Those who dare to challenge this command face the inevitable consequences of their choices. You need not fear the attacks, for they are never greater than the protection surrounding you. Every challenge you face is an opportunity for growth, while your enemies confront the chaos created by their own actions. This is the beauty of divine justice, it works silently yet relentlessly. Chosen one, your strength comes not only from your faith but from the certainty that God is always by your side. Enemies may plan, attack, and try to bring you down, but they can never reach your essence. This is because you are sustained by something greater, the divine promise of protection and victory. While evil turns back on them, you continue shining, stronger and more resilient. Your life is a testament that good always prevails and that God never abandons those He has chosen. Karma is more than a mere concept, it is a spiritual law that maintains balance in all things. Your enemies often fail to understand that every malicious word, every act of betrayal, and every attempt at sabotage is like a stone they throw into the air, unaware that spiritual gravity will bring it back upon them. In His infinite wisdom, God allows this not out of vengeance but to teach profound lessons to those who dare to challenge His plans. Meanwhile, you remain untouched, advancing in your mission, knowing that nothing can break what is protected by Him. Many who rise against you do so because they cannot comprehend the brilliance of your light. They are blinded by envy, insecurity, or fear of something they do not understand. But what they fail to realize is that attacking you is an attack on divine order itself. God will never allow such actions to go without consequence. While they deal with the weight of their choices, you are called to keep spreading light, knowing that evil never has the final word. Your journey is a living reminder that divine protection is unbreakable. Every chosen one has a mission, and it is this mission that attracts both love and opposition. Have you noticed that despite all the adversity, something greater always sustains you? That's because God takes care of every detail of your journey. Even when you don't understand why the attacks occur, He is working to turn every challenge into a stepping stone for your elevation. Your enemies may not understand this, but by trying to bring you down, they are actually strengthening your position in the divine plan. This is how God works. He uses even evil for good. The law of harvest is also a tool for learning. Many who have tried to harm you eventually face consequences and, through them, find an opportunity for transformation. Not all take this chance, but for those who do, karma's return becomes a lesson to seek the light. Chosen one, this shows that even the difficulties you face have a greater purpose. Your resilience is an inspiration, and the cycle of divine justice works to restore balance in all things. Many of the attacks you face are actually signs that you are exactly where you are meant to be. The forces of darkness will always try to resist the light because they know you carry something that can transform everything around you. These assaults are not just challenges but confirmations that your mission is significant and that you are on the right path. Instead of fearing the attacks, you can use them as motivation to move forward, knowing that light always triumphs over darkness. God has called you to something greater, and that means you are constantly protected. No matter how significant the attacks, you have divine armor that neutralizes any evil sent your way. While your enemies face the results of karma, you keep advancing, guided by the certainty that you are fulfilling a greater plan. Divine justice is not merely a promise, it is a reality you witness daily. Trust this process, knowing that nothing can touch those chosen by God. Your journey is marked by challenges others could not endure, but God has prepared you to face and overcome each one. As you carry a divine mission, those who attempt to attack you are positioning themselves against something much greater than you. They underestimate the power of divine justice and forget that the evil they send returns with doubled force. You, however, need not concern yourself with vengeance, for the universe and God are already working in your favor. Your role is to keep walking in faith, knowing that nothing can stop those protected by the divine. The enemies of the chosen ones often fail to realize that their malicious intentions are self-destructive. They act driven by low feelings like envy and resentment, believing they can interfere with the divine plan. But the opposite happens. Every act of malice turns back on them, creating a spiral of chaos. You need not intervene, for the law of harvest is relentless and acts as an invisible shield. While they reap the bitter fruits of their choices, you advance, sustained by the certainty that God is taking care of everything. What your enemies fail to comprehend is that every action against you ultimately serves as a divine lesson for them. God uses karma not only to restore balance but also to open the eyes of those who attack you. Some may even transform upon realizing the impact of their choices. You, on the other hand, are called to be an example of grace and trust, showing that even in the face of adversity, light prevails. This is the beauty of the divine cycle. It not only protects but also teaches. Chosen one, there is undeniable power in the peace you carry. Even when the attacks seem relentless, you remain firm because you know God is by your side. Your enemies, on the other hand, face the despair caused by their own choices. They cannot understand how you remain standing, full of grace and purpose, while they crumble under the weight of their actions. This is the difference between those who walk in the light and those who operate in darkness. You are not merely surviving but thriving because divine protection is unbreakable. When God says, "Do not touch my chosen ones," He is establishing a boundary no one can cross unpunished. You are a living testament to this promise. Every time someone tries to bring you down, divine justice intervenes, putting everything in order. Have you noticed how situations that seemed set to harm you turn into unexpected victories? This is not luck but the reflection of a greater plan always working in your favor. Your enemies may not understand this, but you know that everything in your life is under God's control. The light you carry is a beacon that attracts both those who seek truth and those who cannot handle it. This is part of your journey, but God will never allow you to face more than you can bear. While attacks come and go, you remain untouched because you are under divine protection. Karma acts to ensure that any evil directed at you returns to its sender. This is the law that governs the universe, and you are a living example of how it protects those who walk in the light. Chosen one, every battle you face is a testament to your strength and resilience. Your enemies may try to harm you, but they cannot touch the divine essence that sustains you. God turns every blow into a stepping stone, lifting you above those who try to bring you down. While they bear the weight of the consequences of their actions, you move forward toward the purpose for which you were called. This is more than protection, it is the manifestation of God's perfect plan, which uses even adversities to shape and strengthen you. The law of harvest is as fair as it is relentless. It works in your favor, returning to the world exactly what was sent out. The good you do returns as blessings, while the evil directed at you returns to your enemies. This truth is a constant in your journey, reminding you that nothing escapes God's watchful eye. God is always vigilant, ensuring that every attack against you is transformed into a testament of His protection and justice. You are called to trust, knowing that the divine cycle never fails. Every chosen one carries a mission that transcends human understanding, and this inspires both love and opposition. Your enemies often don't understand why you continue to thrive despite their attacks. The secret is simple: you are under God's hand. Your light is sustained by a greater force, and no darkness can extinguish it. What they fail to see is that every attempt to harm you only strengthens your purpose. Your journey is a living reflection of the spiritual truth that evil never triumphs over light. God uses even the actions of your enemies to propel you forward. What was intended to delay you, He transforms into progress. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow, and every attack is confirmation that you are on the right path. Chosen one, your resilience is an inspiration to others and proof that divine protection is real and unbreakable. While your enemies face the return of their choices, you continue moving forward, carrying the light that makes you a beacon to the world. If this message resonated with you, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Share this video with others and comment below on what impacted you the most. Also, don't leave the channel now, continue your journey by watching the recommended video on the screen. Your life is a demonstration of God's power and divine justice. While your enemies face the inevitable consequences of their actions, you are called to walk in faith and trust. The law of harvest ensures that good always prevails and that no attack against you prospers. Your light is a testament that God is in control, and nothing can stop those He has chosen. Stay steadfast, knowing your journey is guided by the divine and that evil will never have the final word.